Welcome to the week at Belmont. I'm Erin Carson. Well, the big news this week is that Belmont has gone mad. One second. Oh, really? Okay. I am being told that I'm wrong. Is playing in the NCAA March Madness tournament, and folks around here are pretty excited. Belmont, a number 13 seed, is set to play the number 4 seed, the Wisconsin Badgers, this Thursday in Tucson, Arizona. Our very own sports editor, Pierce Greenberg, will be on the scene, so check back with BelmontVision.com for more. Also, if you use the Twitters, you can follow him at Pierce_G. That said, recently, SGA submitted a list of off-campus dining options for Bruin Bucks to the administration. In honor of March Madness, we've created a bracket of SGA's choices. We go now to junior correspondent Kevin Heim, joined by managing editor Brian Wilson for more. Fellas?
Well, thanks, Erin. Obviously, like you said, everyone's really excited to find out about this big dance and who will go all the way and become the new champions. Brian and I stayed up all night.
Yeah, we did.
Got our thirst buster from Circle K. It's a lot of caffeine, but we did it. Now, it's really interesting here when you put these restaurants up for off-campus dining.
You have some really interesting matchups.
Mm-hmm. Off-campus dining is a big thing right now. We've got Bongo Java, obviously number 1 seed.
Yeah,
we don't even need to talk about that.
No questions asked.
Now let's talk about the Cinderella here of the game. I think the dog. The dog is an 11 seed.
The dog is seeded fairly low, but they've got a good matchup going in. They'll probably knock out the replacement for La Fiesta, Chagos Cantina. Then they'll end up with either Sweet Cece's or Cordoba. I think they could win that one.
Sweet Cece's. Now that'll be a tough game. Overrated, really.
They're overrated. It's a dessert place. Come on.
We've got a lot of girls here at this school. I think you're underestimating the power of women. Women's liberation.
They'll vote for a full meal over a dessert.
Full meal over a dessert, I'd take that any day. All right, now moving on, we've got Chipotle getting a first-round bye, going against either Satco or Payway. Yeah. Now, 2 Tex-Mex places fighting against. That could be a little bit tough.
Satco has a following, but then again, so does Chipotle. That'll be a good early matchup.
Yeah, and then we go on to Cafe Coco, the obviously late-night study spot.
They're the 5 seed. The winner of that game will probably face Cafe Coco. That's you have 2 really different ideals there, 2 different setups. I think it'll be a good matchup.
Now, if we're looking at the number, the number 8 seed Fido. Now, there's a really good chance of Fido and Bongo Java having a matchup.
That's going to be a civil war. I mean, same owners, same style. They're on the cups. You have Fido and Bongo advertised.
So, anyways, I agree. And if you want to participate in our bracket of March Madness off-campus dining, visit our website at BelmontVision.com. Back to you, Erin.
Thanks, guys. You can pick up a bracket to fill out in the Beaman. If you turn it in by March 22nd, you enter to win a chance at a Circle K gift card. Yeah. Let's toss things over really quickly to Week at Belmont weather expert Kathleen Bond. Kathleen?
Well, Erin, as Belmont students returned to Nash Vegas from the slopes, the beach, and their hometowns, Nashville greeted them with typical spring weather for this part of the South: rain. Despite its gloomy start, the rest of this week should be warm and sunny. Wednesday through Friday will have clear sunny skies with temperatures ranging between 65 and 75 degrees. Saturday, it'll get really warm, about 79, but there's a 30% chance of rain, and that cloudy, rainy weather should continue through next Tuesday, still with highs in the upper 70s and mid-60s at the very lowest. That's it for this week's forecast, everyone. You might even be able to break out your shorts and flip-flops this week. I hope that your first week back goes well. Back to you, Erin. Really? Really? The whole time?
Thanks, Kathleen. College campuses are typically crawling with 20-somethings. You can hardly escape us, really. But did you know that 20-somethings of the graduating senior variety are, quote, facing important transitions in their lives filled with anticipation, panic, hope, and fear? Yikes. There's a convo on Monday at 10 a.m. in the Multimedia Hall of the Bunch Library on that very subject. We go now to Chief Correspondent Dustin Stout for more. Dustin?
People think that the teenage years are the most turbulent time in a person's life. The truth is, being in your 20s is about 100 times worse.
How so? I always thought that your 20s were a time of newly found independence and a decade where you're mature but still young. I mean, I'm liking it so far.
Erin, is what we call a giant misconception. Being in your 20s is a more serious continuation of the identity crisis you started when you were 13. Only instead of deciding what color you want to dye your hair, you're coming to terms with the sad but inevitable transformation into adulthood. Jobs, bills, serious relationships. Growing up is the leading cause of getting old.
Well, I know that everybody likes to make a big deal about transitioning out of college and how there's a meltdown waiting for you around every corner, but is that really what we should expect?
Sadly, yes. The truth about your 20s is that one day you're cool and unconcerned, and the next, adulthood just sneaks up on you and...
Thanks, Dustin. Next Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the Multimedia Hall of the library, sophomore honor students will be hosting an evening with Shakespeare. They'll be performing scenes from The Merchant of Venice and discussing their interpretations afterward. Expect many, many ridiculous fake mustaches. Well, that's it for us. We hope you'll join us again next Wednesday for another edition of the Week at Belmont. Until then, I'm Erin Carson. Uncomfortable talking about the numbers. It's like, I don't know what that means. It's some kind of ranking.